Now, we've had our first interest rate decrease from the Bank of Canada just over a week and a half ago. And of course, the golden question is this going to help? Is it going to do anything to our current state of the real estate market? In today's video, I'm going to be diving deep into a little bit of a snapshot of what's happening in the Niagara real estate market. As well, we're going to look at the current stats for the month of May of 2024. And at the end of the video, make sure you stick around. I'm going to highlight 3 of my current listings that I have available right here in the Niagara region. So stick around and we'll dive into it. What's up, guys? If we have not met before, my name is Andrew Kulakowsky, and I'm a local real estate agent and team leader of the Living in Niagara Real Estate Group at eXp Realty. Now, my team helps hundreds of people just like you buy and sell real estate here in the Niagara region, and of course, we absolutely love it. So if that person's you and you're thinking about making a move, whether you're a local resident or you live out of town and you're thinking about making that move, whether it be tomorrow or in the distant future, then make sure you guys reach out to us. You're always welcome to call, text, email, or our favorite, schedule a Zoom call so we can have a meet and greet and figure out how we can help you with your relocation plans. Now, before we move on, if you want to continue to see content just like this and my weekly videos, then make sure you guys hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post up my weekly videos just like this one. Now, first, to begin the video, we're going to dive into the May 2024 Niagara real estate numbers. Now, we're going to be focusing on 3 of the bigger markets that represent the majority of the activity here in the Niagara region, that being Welland, St. Catharines, and Niagara Falls. Now, if you're interested in seeing our full municipal report for all 12 municipalities here in the Niagara region, then what I will do is I will put the link in the description below. Or if you're interested in joining our monthly email list, then make sure you send us your email and join our email list. That link is also in the description, and we will also send out our monthly market report. All right, so to begin, we're going to look at a summary of the entire Niagara region before we dive into those 3 municipalities here. Now, the number of sales that we experienced in May 2024 was 602 property sales. Now, last year at the exact same time, we had 683 property sales in the month of May. That is just under 12% down year over year. Now, when it comes to the HPI benchmark price, that has also gone down slightly year over year, currently sitting at $653,900 for an average house price here in the Niagara region versus last year at $663,800, just down at 1.5%. Now, when we're talking average days on market, this year in May of 2024, we had 37 days on market versus 30 of last year. Not a huge change, up 23%. And when it comes to new listings or new listing inventory, we had 1,568 new property listings hit the market here in Niagara this year in May versus 1,318 last year. That is a 19% increase. Now, just touching on that, I'm going to dive a little deeper into our inventory levels right now and how it's affecting our current state of our real estate market. Now, we're going to talk about the 3 major markets, as previously mentioned, that represent the majority of the activity and sales here in the Niagara region. We're going to begin with Niagara Falls. Now, Niagara Falls this past May experienced 123 property sales, down just a little bit from 131 last year, so relatively flat in comparison year over year. Now, the new listing inventory definitely took a jump. They had 299 new property sales hit the market this year versus 248. The average benchmark sale price in Niagara Falls ended up at $641,800 versus $657,300. And when it comes to the average days on market, we're definitely a little bit longer than last year at 38 days on market versus 25. Now, moving on to the city of St. Catharines. Now, St. Catharines this year experienced 168 property sales versus last May at 177, so down slightly. Our average benchmark sale price in St. Catharines was $598,800, so we dipped just under $600,000, whereas last year we were at $606,000. Inventory, new listings, we saw 389 new property listings hit the market here in St. Catharines in May versus 346. So another bump in inventory, as you can see. And when it comes to the average days on market, yes, we saw a bump in that as well to 28 days on market versus 19. And moving on to the city of Welland, the Rose City, we had 66 property sales this past May versus 83 in 2023. We had 177 new property listings hit the market versus 155. As you can see, another bump in inventory. The average benchmark sale price this past May in Welland, $561,600 versus $559,600. And when it comes to current days on market in May, there was 37 days on market versus 30 days in 2023. Now, I do want to mention another market in Niagara that's actually surprised me a little bit with their numbers, and that's going to be Fort Erie. Fort Erie saw 70 property sales this past May versus 74. But what I really want to highlight is the amount of listings that actually came on the market in May. And that was 189 property listings versus 164 this past May in Fort Erie. What I anticipate is happening in Fort Erie is all of the new development that's taken place over the past 10 years progressively. I'm finding there's going to be a lot more of those newer properties that are hitting the market. And if you look at the average age of the homes that are hitting the market in Fort Erie, I could probably guarantee that many of those are actually probably 5 years or newer, just given the amount of new inventory in that market. The average sale price there is $549,300 versus the exact same thing really last year at $549,800 and 37 days on market. All right, guys, now the important thing is we're going to talk about inventory supply. This is a key factor to what's happening in our real estate market here in Niagara. And from what I hear, it's happening in other various markets throughout Ontario. Now, currently in Niagara, we have 5 months supply of inventory. Now, what does this mean? This basically means that if we stop selling homes today, it's going to take about 5 months to sell off that inventory. Now, is that high or low? I would say that's hovering around the middle when it comes to the amount of inventory that we actually have right now, leaning towards the higher side. Hence, what type of market are we in? We are 100% in a buyer's market right now. Now, this is also the highest level of inventory or current months of inventory that we've seen since July and August of 2014. And in fact, going back, if you look at May versus May, you go back as far as 2011. In 2011, we actually saw 8.5 months supply of inventory. So if you look at our 5 months, doesn't seem all that bad at this point in time. Now, we're going to put a little bit more perspective on our level of inventory right now. I looked at the numbers real quick. This past week alone, we had 90 detached homes in St. Catharines hit the market between the price of $800,000 and $1 million, with sales over the past 30 days at only 21 property sales. That's only 25% of the homes being sold versus the inventory that's actually hitting the market. Now, that number is pretty high. That gap is a little bit concerning. And if that gap continues to go at that rate, in my opinion, it's going to be a relatively slow summer with high levels of inventory and low percentage of sales. Now let's move on to talking about some rate predictions. Obviously, this is one of the hot topics that we're talking about in the current state of our economy and the real estate market. Now, I did a video back in the beginning of the year talking about our 2024 real estate predictions, and I talked about what I thought there was going to be with regards to rate reductions throughout the year of 2024. I encourage, if you guys are interested, check out that video. I will post up the website in the description below, but check out that video and we'll make a little friendly bet. Now, I'm just going to quote what I said in my last video. My prediction was that we're going to see a minimum of 2 rate cuts with a possibility of 3, all a quarter basis points. The pressure of higher rates, the cost of living and affordability in Canada still being very, very difficult for many Canadians, we are not in the clear yet. I also want to highlight that there are 2.2 million mortgages coming up for renewal in 2024 and 2025. Now, so far, I'm 1 for 1. So let's make a friendly bet. Do we think that's going to happen again anytime soon? In my video, if you reference that, I do talk about the next 2 rate cuts are going to happen in the last quarter of the year. I could be right, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about rate reductions and when that's going to happen here in Canada. All right, now moving on, as mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you stuck around, I'm going to highlight 3 of my current Niagara listings that I want to show you guys and talk a little bit about, just in case you're a home buyer or know somebody looking to buy a property here in the Niagara region. The first one I am going to talk about is my listing at 7 Gale Crescent Unit 305. That is in St. Catharines, actually located right downtown St. Catharines, just off Geneva Street. You can't miss the building. It's a tall condo building, 13 stories, just overlooking Highway 406 and the downtown core. Now, this unit specifically is the best price unit in the building. There's about 6 or 7 listings in that building right now. We are priced at $395,000 for that unit. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit, just over 1,000 square feet, 1,078 square feet to be exact. It's on the 3rd floor. It has great views of the city. It overlooks a 2nd-story courtyard. It's a super spacious unit. It is a little bit dated. When it comes to condo fees, this is a question I get a lot there. The condo fees in this building are somewhat high. However, I do want to note that all of the utilities are included in these condo fees. The condo fees at this unit are $954 per month. But like I said, that does include all of the utilities. Now, the amenities in this building, you have a library, you have a billiards room, you have an indoor pool. It's a beautiful indoor pool. You have a 2nd-story garden suite area where you could hang out. There's pergolas outside. You have underground parking. This specific one has 1 designated parking spot. There's a car wash in there as well. It is a secure building. You can only buzz to get into the building. You have a nice front foyer. It's an older building, but it's a really, really nice building and walking distance to some of the great amenities in the downtown core. Now, that unit has been listed for just over 30 days. If you're interested in learning more, I will post up the link in the description below, or please feel free to reach out to me and I'll answer any questions that you may have. And moving on to the 2nd property listing I want to highlight, this one also being in St. Catharines. The property address is 47 Wiley Street, located Midtown. I call it Midtown because it's just north of Welland Avenue in an area that has a bunch of different style century homes. This home dating back to the early 1900s. It's got a ton of charm, as you can see from the video behind me. This house has a beautiful detached garage in the backyard, which is a huge selling feature for this property. Now, this house is priced at $629,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom at just over 1,500 square feet. It also has an unfinished basement with decent ceiling height. That's a question we get. A lot of those homes in that area and that were built in that era have more crawl space. This actually does have a full basement, so I'm 6 feet and I can easily walk around in the basement. Now, the home has been completely renovated. It's got updated windows. It has an updated roof, as you can see, a beautiful covered porch, which is really, really nice. And look at the landscape. My client puts a ton of pride and effort into the landscaping at this property. It also has an updated kitchen. It's got 3 bedrooms upstairs and a really, really nice, comfortable main living area with sliding doors that goes out to a rear deck. And convenience-wise, it's super close to the QEW. It's super close to downtown without being right downtown. You're still kind of a short drive, but still close to all those amenities. And moving on to our 3rd property listing. This is a luxury listing that just hit the market yesterday in Niagara-on-the-Lake, specifically in the Virgil area in Niagara-on-the-Lake. This property address is 1270 Niagara Stone Road. Now, this property is quite unique. It's located on Niagara Stone Road, but one of the best features about this property is that you actually access this property from the back. So you're turning onto a street called Mulberry Lane, and then there's a private laneway to the back of the property where you have a huge double car driveway as well as a huge detached garage. So it's kind of nice. You're away from the road, yet the property faces the road. But again, you have that added convenience of just driving your car right to the back of the street. Now, this home was built in 2006 by a reputable local custom builder. They're called Pim and Cooper. The house is a 2-story home, as you can see. Super, super attractive. It's got a ton of curb appeal, beautiful landscape yard. It has 4+1 bedrooms. The property has 4 bathrooms, and it's 1,730 square feet with a full finish basement that my clients did through the years. It's got hardwood floors throughout the main level. It has hardwood floors in the basement as well. It's completely open concept. There's a ton of windows, and one of my favorite features are the large sliding doors off the main living area that walk right out to a brand new covered deck that my client just had finished, as well as the front porch is completely new as well. I love the yard. It's super private. It's fully fenced, with the detached garage being there as well. There's no neighbors around. It's a really, really nice place to hang out in the summertime. The other thing I do want to touch on here is the lot size. It's really deceiving. The lot size is actually 52 feet frontage by 153 foot deep. So it's a very, very big lot. And one of the best features about the house too is that it's a short walk, literally across the street from Trius Estate Winery. You can see that in my listing video as well. There is the Wayne Gretzky Estate Winery just down the street, close to the traffic circle. So if you want the ultimate location and you want to be able to take advantage of all the local amenities in Niagara-on-the-Lake and kind of have the best of both worlds, being just outside of the busy Old Town area, but still have access to Virgil, this location is superior. The price on this property is $1,095,000. So there you have it, guys. If you're interested in any of these properties or any of the other property listings that we have listed here in Niagara, make sure you reach out to us. We're happy to give you guys any more information. But that's all for now, guys. We look forward to seeing you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you all around town.